Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Franchise Hockey Manager 8, and today we are going to continue catching up with real life here, as we are going to be playing December of 2021 as the current day Ottawa Senators. Alright, so not a whole lot to say. We still have a bunch of injuries, of course. So guys like Colin White, Alex Fermenton are still out. Josh Norris is day to day. But other than that, we've gotten a little bit healthier. There's one guy on waivers that I'm not picking up. We are 9th in the conference. We had a pretty awesome month of November, everything told. We went a little bit on the tier at the start of the month and gave us a relatively decent record. Even if we're out of a playoff spot as it stands, our record is still, not too bad. So I did take a look at who's available on the trading block, and again, there's nothing all that awesome. So I'm gonna spend another month not really like going for trades very aggressively, I guess. I'm going to kind of give a chance to my team to continue on kind of that little roll that we're on, where we're doing a little bit better. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can continue in that fashion, and then probably start addressing things in January. It would be my guess at this point. Alright, so today we have December on the menu. Now I'm gonna take a quick second and get off my butt. Alright, sorry about that. So I started the stream and I realized that fan was still running. My girlfriend and I just took a nap, and she needs a fan running when we sleep, or else she cannot sleep, and it's like 22 degrees outside, so I don't need the fan blaring on me while I'm doing this. Alright. So let's get things started here. So we're going to be starting the month against the Vancouver Canucks. So the Canucks are 13-7-3 this season, so they also have a pretty decent record. Let's take a look at their team here. Ooh, now they have a lot of injuries. Compared to us, at least, it's pretty bad. Alright, so Guillaume Brisebois is hurt. Quinn Hughes, as we saw, is hurt for a while. Travis Hamonic is hurt. Tyler Myers is out. Brady Keeper, Michael Fernan, Brandon Sutter, and Connor Garland all out with injuries. Alright, so for the players that are actually going to play this game, Alec and Demko in net. The goaltenders are healthy. Ekman Larson, Hunt, Rathbone, Bowie, Burrows, Pullman on D, JT Miller, Tanner Pearson, Petan, Mott, Imore, Dickinson, Orvat, Lemiko, Peterson, Podkolzin, Rampal, Chiasson, Oglander, Besser up front. Hopefully we can capitalize on a pretty hurt Vancouver Canucks team to start the month with a victory. Now, in real life, the Sens really played badly in this game. Then they went to Carolina the next day, as you can see here, and we were completely outplayed in Carolina, but we managed to win 3-2, I believe. And then it started kind of a string of decent play for us. So let's see here if we can avoid the bad game in Vancouver and just get the string of great play. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, so Vancouver is going to send Thatcher Demko in net. We're going to go with Matt Murray, and of course, as usual, go Sens! Alright, a W to start. It's an overtime win, 3-2 here against the Canucks. So yet again, a 1-goal game that goes in our favor. We outshot Vancouver 37-35. Drake Batterson was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Matthew Eimer was the second star with a goal. And Mason Shaw was the third star with an assist. 14,470 people in attendance for this game. Nobody scored in the first period. Then in the second period, Vancouver scored. It was 1-0 Vancouver after 2. There was a fight between Brady Tkachuk and Kyle Burrows. Then in the third period, the Canucks took a 2-0 lead, but we didn't give up. Connor Brown scored from Victor Mete and Mason Shaw, and 6 seconds later, Adam Goddett scored a tying goal from Drake Batterson. It was a 2-2 game heading into overtime. And in overtime, Drake Batterson was your hero, scoring from Nikita Zaitsev and Shane Pinto. Not sure I'm comfortable with Zaitsev seemingly starting OT on the ice, but yeah, it worked for us, I guess. Alright, a 3-2 win for the Sens. Adam Goddett improves at right wing. That's good, because that's kind of where he plays in the lineup for the Sens in real life. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and move on, and we are going to be in Carolina tomorrow to play against the Hurricanes. Alright. Keith Yandel has tallied 500 assists in his career. He had an assist against the Rangers. Keith Yandel is 35 and he's a 2.5-star player. Strong game for Mika Zibanejad with the Rangers. He had 4 assists against the Flyers in that same game. Still in that same game, Panarin had a 3 goals and 1 assist game. That's also pretty good. Suspension over for Evander Kane. He is back in the lineup for the Oilers. Eugene Melnick is satisfied with my work, so including yesterday's game, we went 9-5-1 last month, so that's pretty good. Josh Norris ahead of schedule, yes please. Alright, and now in Carolina to play the Hurricanes. Now Hurricanes are 11-6-4. That's good for 9th in the conference, so we are ahead of them right now. Alright, we have not played them. Let's take a look. Alright, so they have Jake Gardiner, that's hurt, not gonna play, of course. Everybody else is healthy though, so Antti Ranta and Freddie Anderson in net. Ian Cole, Brady Shea, Jacob Slavin, Max Lajoie, Tony D'Angelo, Brett Pesci, and Ethan Bear. On the out front, they have Niederreiter, Smith, Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi, Seth Jarvis, Stahl, Stepan Trocheck, Au, Lawrence, Martinuk, Teravainen, Fast, and Nick. I always forget how it's actually pronounced, but that guy. Nishkash or something. Alright. Let's play this game. Now, Carolina is a really good team in real life. I think Rod Brind'Amour is a very good coach that tends to have his team playing a very structured type of game. Alright, let's go ahead and play this game. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for us. He actually was the one that was in net in that game against Carolina in real life and made like 47 saves or something. And Frederik Andersen is going to be in net for the Hurricanes. Go Sens! And another win for the Ottawa Senators, a 5-3 victory here over the Carolina Hurricanes. Nice road win. We outshot the Hurricanes 41-40 in that game. Nick Paul was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Nino Niederreiter was the second star with a goal, and Thomas Chabot was the third star with a goal and an assist. Adam Gaudette opened up the scoring in the first. That was his fifth of the season from Victor Mete and Nick Paul. Then the Hurricanes scored twice. It was 2-1 Carolina after one. Then in the second period, Thomas Chabot scored from Tyler Ennis and Nick Paul, tied the game at 2. Then the Hurricanes scored, and then Victor Mete scored from Dylan Gambrell and Drake Batterson. It was tied at 3 after 2. Then in the third period, Tim Stutzel scored from Thomas Chabot and Shane Pinto, and then Adam Gaudette scored in an empty net from Nick Paul and Cal Foote. 5-3 Ottawa, the final score. Another victory for the Suns. Gabriel Landeskog extends his assist streak to 8 games. He had a goal and an assist against Montreal. A night to remember for Alexander Barkov in Florida. He had a hat trick against the Sabres. Rudolph Balcers is hurt in San Jose. He's going to miss 6 months. We're going to see you next year. A fractured larynx. That ought to hurt. Tyler Sagan lights the lamp in Dallas. He had a hat trick against the Blue Jackets. And Angus Cruikshank is starting to feel better, which is good. Right, we have the day off, and then we're back home for 3 games, and it's going to start against the Avalanche. 2. Alright, so Karel Vejmelka has been put on waivers by Arizona. Rasmus Asplund has been put on waivers by Buffalo. Jared Tinordi by the Rangers. And Riley Barber by Detroit. Ryan Reeves with the Rangers is hurt, and he's out for 7 months with a ruptured UCL. So see you next year, Ryan Reeves. A big game for Andrew Cogliano with the Sharks. He had a hat trick against the Rangers in that same game. Josh Norris is close to returning. And Buffalo wants to move Ethan Prow. So they put him on the trading block. Alright, so we're about to play Colorado. Colorado comes to town with a 10-9-1 record. We are 1-0 against the Avalanche this season. We beat them 6-3 in Colorado not too long ago. Let's go ahead and play this game. Hunter Miska is going to be in net for Colorado. Matt Murray in net for the Suns. Go Suns! Oh, we dropped that one in overtime. So we do get a point, but that's still a loss. So a 5-4 overtime or shootout loss. We outshot Colorado in that one 42-31. Kiefer Sherwood was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Dylan Gambrell was the second star of the game with 3 assists. And Chase DeLeo, that they claimed off waivers earlier this season, was the third star with a goal and an assist. 14,421 people at the Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa. So we open up the scoring in the first. Thomas Chabot scored on the power play from Zach Sanford and Eric Brandstrom. 1-0 Ottawa after 1. Then in the second period, Colorado scored twice, took a 2-1 lead. Then Drake Batterson scored his 10th from Dylan Gambrell and Brady Tkachuk. Then Brady Tkachuk from Dylan Gambrell and Cal Foote. It was 3-2 Ottawa, but then Colorado tied the game. It was 3-3 after 2. Then in the third period, Colorado took a 4-3 lead. Then Nikita Zaitsev tied the game from Dylan Gambrell and Brady Tkachuk. We were tied at 4 goals apiece. And there was a fight between Artem Zub and Nathan McKinnon. Wow. Then nobody scored in overtime, so that went to the shootout. where only Nathan McKinnon scored, and that was the end of it. Alright, so a 5-4 shootout loss. So we do get a point. Alright, so Conor Ingram has been put on waivers by Nashville. I won't pick him up. Gabriel Landeskog extended his assist streak to 9 games against us with an assist. Alex Newhook extended his goal streak to 5 games with a goal against us. Anthony Duclair extends his assist streak to 8 games with an assist against the Blues. Suspension for Barclay Goodrow with the Rangers. He's going to miss 6 games. Josh Norris is finally completely recovered from his injury, so he can go back to the first line. I noticed that he was playing on the 4th line the last couple games. Angus Crookshank's back soon. Alright, that'd be good. As we saw, Conor Ingram has been put on waivers. And we're getting a trade proposal from the New Jersey Devils. Let's see what it is. Harney Talviti for Nikita Zaitsev. I'm going to say no to that. Alright, now we have a couple of days off, and then we're going to be hosting the Islanders. Let's go ahead and go forward. Alright, so William Carrier has been put on waivers by Vegas. Angus Crookshank almost recovered. And one more day off, and then the Islanders are going to be in town. Gabriel Landeskog's assist streak ended at 9 games. No point for him against the Flyers. Joe Pavelski has tallied 400 goals in his career. He scored a goal against Arizona. So Joe Pavelski is 37 years old, and he's a 3.5-star player still. And Crookshank is completely recovered. So we're going to put him in Belleville for now. I like that they have a pretty big potential for Crookshank. I mean, let's face it, he has a pretty awesome name. Angus Crookshank is a pretty cool hockey name, I think. Alright, the Islanders are in town. They have a 14-7-1 record. That's good for 8th in the conference. We haven't played them this season. Let's take a look at their lineup. Alright, so Thomas Hickey is not going to play. He's hurt. Same thing for Adam Pelech and Ryan Pollock. So their D is kind of incapacitated here. Alright, the Islanders have Varlamov and Sorokin in net. Then on D they have Zdeno Chara, the ageless. Sebastian Aho, but not the guy from Carolina. So there's 2 Sebastian Ahos. One is a defenseman playing for the Islanders. The other one, of course, is centerman playing for Carolina. Gould, Salostran, Ledoux, and Mayfield on the their D without those 3 guys look a little thin. Parisi, Matt Martin, Anders Lee, Bovillier is suspended, not going to play this game. Casey Cizikas, former Sen, Jean-Gabriel Pajot is going to be playing. Bardreau, Nelson, Barzal, Bailey, Clutterbuck, Palmieri, Appleton, and Wallstrom. Alright. Let's beat the Isles. Ilya Sorokin's going to be in net for the Islanders. Anton Forsberg in net for the Sens. Go Sens! Oh yeah, a 5-2 victory here over the Islanders. We've been scoring some goals so far this month. I like that. Alright, we outshot the Islanders 46-21. Yeah, that was a pretty good game there. Artem Zub, oh, my girlfriend's gonna be happy. Artem Zub, first star of the game, a goal and 2 assists. Thomas Chabot was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Dylan Gambrell was the third star with a goal and an assist as well. 16,680 people in attendance for the game. Dylan Gambrell scored his 5th of the season in the first period to give us a 1-0 lead from Connor Brown and Tim Stutzel. 1-0 Sens after 1. Then in the second period, the Islanders tied the game, and then Artem Zub scored short-handed from Thomas Chabot and Brady Tkachuk. 2-1 Ottawa after 2. Then in the third period, Thomas Chabot scored his 5th from Artem Zub and Drake Batterson. 3-1 Ottawa, then the Islanders scored to come to within 1, and then we scored 2 more goals. Brady Tkachuk scored his 5th from Dylan Gambrell and Drake Batterson, and then Nikita Zaitsev scored his 5th in an empty net from Connor Brown and Artem Zub. That was a 5-2 victory, folks. Oh yeah. Alright, let's see. There's a bunch of people on waiver. Hey, that's fine, man. Guys gotta eat, right? That's okay. After I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go cook dinner myself. And then I'm gonna work some overtime. Alright, so let's see. So Matt Irwin has been put on waivers. Dennis Chalowski as well. Brendan Gould. Michael Garbosa. Jordan Sagan Taylor and Travis Hamonic. So I'm not gonna pick any of those guys. Lots of defensemen. But I kind of like where my D is at. Well, somewhat. There was no stopping Robbie Fabry in Detroit. He had a hat-trick against Nashville. David Perron extends his assist streak to 8 games with an assist against the Florida Panthers. Anthony Duclair's assist streak ended at 8 games. In that same game, he didn't get a point. Huberto extends his assist streak to 8 games with an assist in that game. Yeah, I do my overtime from home, so it's not that terrible. It's a choice that I make. I mean, I could do that from the office, but I prefer to come back home, take a nap, do a little bit of streaming, or just gaming, eat dinner, and then work a couple hours from home, and then go back to bed. So it's not that terrible. And by the way, I'll keep pizza Oreos as well. And then Logan Couture got suspended in San Jose. He's gonna miss 1 game. Yeah, to be honest, if I had to stay at the office to do overtime, I probably wouldn't do it. Oh yeah, I am taking that time and a half. I kind of need it. So since you're kind of new to the channel and everything, about a year ago, my girlfriend had a major surgery to her neck, and she got some relief in some areas, but she's been having issues with other things since, and she's not really able to work still. So I'm kind of she's appealed her case for disability and everything. So right now I'm the only paycheck coming in, and I have a decent job and everything. So it's not like we have to eat out the neighbor's garbage or anything like that. But yeah, that the DOT is kind of a boon at this point, so it is what it is. Alright, so let's advance here. We have a few days off, and then we're going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning. Alright, nothing happened here that's newsworthy, so we're just going to continue advancing here. That's okay. It was a little bit more stressful around the time, like it was a pretty major neck surgery where they had to fix 4 of her discs in her neck, and yeah, she was bedridden for like a month and a half. Alright, so memorable night for Josh Bailey. He had a hat-trick against the Nashville Predators. Anthony Beauvillier is back from suspension for the Islanders. That's good for them. David Perron extends his assist streak to 9 games with a goal and 2 assists against the Red Wings. Drew Doughty has arrived at 1,000 games played in his career, so Drew Doughty did that against the Dallas Stars. He didn't get a point. Drew Doughty is 32 years old and he is a 3.5-star player. And Logan Couture is already back from serving his suspension. Alright, we're going to advance one more day. And then we're going to be playing that game against Tampa Bay at home. Now, of course, Tampa Bay is going to be a pretty tough team to beat. Alright, so Devante Stevens has been put on waivers by Vancouver. Jonathan Huberto's assist streak ended at 8 games, didn't get a point against Arizona. And Cal Rowe might be departing Minnesota. He's been put on the trading block. Alright, Tampa Bay in town with a very good 19-5-2 record. That's good for top of the conference. We are 1-0 against Tampa Bay. Right now, we did win 3-1 at home against them earlier this season, so let's beat them again. That would feel good. Alright, so Brian Elliott is going to be in net for Tampa Bay. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for us. Go Suns! Oh, yeah, okay, so that's our first regulation loss of the month. That was a 5-0 loss, so we were given a little correction here. Alright, so, oh god, we didn't get the goaltending. We outshot Tampa Bay 29-16, so Tampa Bay scored 5 goals on 16 shots. Yikes. Alright, so Brian Elliott, the first star of the game, he had 29 saves. Braden Point was the second star with 4 goals. We just couldn't stop him. And Eric Cernak was the third star with 2 assists. 17,000 people even in the stands for this very disappointing loss to literally Braden Point. So not a whole lot to talk about. There wasn't any fights or anything like that. So we're just going to advance and move on to better things, hopefully. Right, a night to remember for Braden Point. As we saw, he scored 4 goals. David Perron extends his assist streak to 10 games with 2 assists against Montreal. Conor Mcdavid has achieved 600 points in his career. He got 2 goals against the Hurricanes. So Conor McDavid is 24 years old. Obviously, he's a 5-star player. There was no stopping Andrei Svechnikov in that same game. He had a hat-trick against the Oilers. And Phil Kessel scored 400 goals in his career. He did get a goal against the Flyers. Phil Kessel is 34 and he's still a 3.5-star player. Alright, so we are heading on the road and we are going to be going to Florida to play Kel's favorite team. No. It's Let's Go Sens. You got that wrong. You spelled Sens incorrectly. All right, Eric. Oh, Eric Alla has been put on waivers. I already have a few waiver claims. I'm not going to make any more, especially with that thing that they have added in the game where you cannot trade guys that you claim on waivers. But he would be a pretty interesting pickup, I think. Bad news for St. Louis. Justin Falk is hurt. He's going to miss 6 months with a ruptured tricep tendon. And David Perron extends his assist streak to 11 games with an assist against the Ducks. Somebody's going to pick up all, I'm pretty sure. Nathan Walker has been put on waivers by the Blues, and Jake Allen has been put on waivers by the Habs. Yep. Alla was claimed off waivers by St. Louis, and Montreal put Allen on the waivers as we saw. Alright, about to play the Panthers. They have a really good 18-6-3 record, which is good for, well, second in the conference is not correct, but in terms of points, that's where they stand, I suppose. We have not played Florida this season. Let's take a look here. Alright, so Brandon Montour is hurt for 3 to 4 months. He's not going to be playing this game. Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight in net for Florida. On D, they have Sautner, Uyghur, Forsling, Carlson, Gudas, Ekblad, and Nutivara. Up front, they have Verhaeghe, Duclair, Huberdeau, Vetrano, Mason Marchment, Dalpe, Thornton, Lundell, Barkov, Bennett, Ornquist, Reinhardt, Memin, and Tippett. All right, let's win this game. Matt Murray in net for the Sens. Spencer Knight in net for Florida. Actually, I think, yeah, that's... So Spencer Knight was in net for that game in real life, and that's the game that the Sens won like 8-1 or something like that. Or 8-2. So I don't remember. I remember we scored 8. Alright, go Sens. Oh yeah, 6-1 win here. Spencer Knight didn't finish the game. We outshot the Panthers 36-25. Thomas Chabot was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals. Josh Norris was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Cal Foote was the third star with an assist. We scored 3 unanswered goals in the first period. Josh Norris scored from Drake Batterson and Brady Tkachuk. Then Adam Goddett from Victor Mete and Cal Foote. And then Thomas Chabot scored unassisted. 3-0 Sens after 1. And in the second period, Connor Brown scored from Josh Norris and Drake Batterson. Then Florida scored. It was 4-1. And then Zach Sanford scored his 5th on the power play from Tyler Ennis and Mason Shaw. 5-1 Sens after 2. We added 1 more goal in the third period. That was a power play goal from Eric Brandstrom and Mason Shaw. And that was a 6-1 final score. Great game for the Sens. Not as good for the Panthers. Kel, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. But... all in good fun. Brady Tkachuk is day-to-day with an injury. A swollen elbow. Okay. Big game for Nikita Kucherov with Tampa Bay. He had 4 assists against the Kings. Red light stays on for Matthew Joseph in that same game. He had a hat-trick. Memorable night for Ryan O'Reilly. 4 assists against the Stars. David Perron extended his point streak to 12 games with 2 goals and an assist in that same game, and that was 12 straight games with an assist for him. And Nathan Walker was claimed off waivers by the Devils. Right, we have 1 more day off. Then we're going to be playing the Lightning in Tampa Bay. Alright, so Tyler Mott, Samuel Morin, Trevor Moore, and Sam Gagné are on waivers. Yeah, we didn't only beat you, we showed you how it's done. I mean, I'm not going to get too cocky because the Sens obviously are not a powerhouse or anything like that, but that game, I felt pretty good because Florida was at the top of the standings, and we went in there and we just completely, like, it was pretty cool. Barclay Goodrow is back from suspension with the Rangers. Alright, so we're in Tampa Bay. We're 1-1 against the Lightning. They are still at the top of the conference, so let's beat them on their home ice. We're going to have Matt Murray for that one. They're going to go with Andrei Vasilevsky. And of course, go Sens! Oh, no, not this time. We lost 4-2. We were outshot 42-23. Victor Edmond was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Connor Brown was the second star with an assist. And Boris Kachuk was the third star with a goal and an assist. Alright, Tampa Bay scored twice in the first period. It was 2-0 Tampa Bay after 1. Then they scored again in the second period, made it 3-0. Then Nick Paul scored from Drake Batterson and Josh Norris. It was 3-1 Tampa Bay after 2. Uh-oh, Josh Norris got a major for boarding there. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended. Then in the third period, Cal Foote scored against his former team from Connor Brown and Nick Holden. 3-2 Tampa Bay at that point, but we couldn't tie the game, and with 3 seconds left to go in the game, they scored an empty netter. We lost 4-2. Alright. Oh, Josh Norris is suspended. 4 games. Steven Steimkos has recorded his 900th point of his career against us. He had 2 assists in the game. Steimkos is 31, and he is still a 4.5 star player. Strong night for Bowen Byram in Colorado. He had 4 assists against Nashville. There was no stopping Austin Matthews. He had a hat-trick against the Flames. And Jordan Greenway is out for 6 months in Minnesota with a torn UCL. See you next season, Jordan Greenway. Right, we're going to go ahead and advance 1 day. Then I'm going to take a look at my lineup, see if I need to do anything. I have Brady Tkachuk, that's day-to-day, and Josh Norris, that's suspended. Alright, so Danny O'Regan has been put on waivers by the Ducks. Ryan O'Reilly has a great game, 3 goals and an assist against the Stars. It is indeed pretty good. David Perron extends his point streak to 13 games with an assist in that same game. That's 13 straight games with an assist for him. Brady Tkachuk is feeling better, and Riley Barber trade rumored. So Tkachuk can play Earth. Alright, so I think we're okay. And we're going to be in Philadelphia to play the Flyers now. Flyers are 13, 12, and 4. That's good for 11th in the conference. We have not played the Flyers so far. Ooh, they're fairly healthy too. So Oscar Lindblom is the only injury, and he may or may not play. Martin Jones and Carter Hart in net. Yandel Sanheim, Provorov, Braun, Ellis, Ristolainen, and Robinson on D. Up front they have Derek Brassard, Claude Giroux, Van Riemsdyk, Scott Lawton, Lindblom, Farabee, Ratcliffe, Thompson, Couturier, Brown, Hayes, Atkinson, Mayu, and Konechny. Well, let's win this game. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for us. Carter Hart in net for Philadelphia. Go Sens. Ooh. we got shellacked 7-1. That's not good. We were outshot 31-25 in that game. Sean Couturier was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Ivan Provorov was the second star with a goal and 2 assists. And Claude Giroux was the third star with 2 assists. We scored the first goal of the game. Brady Tkachuk scored from Drake Batterson and Thomas Chabot. Then it was all Flyers. We did particularly poorly in the second period, where we allowed 5 unanswered goals. Yeah, we're just gonna press the continue button and put that game in the trash. Now we're gonna be back home to play the Bruins, so that's gonna be another tough matchup. Alright, so Jay Beagle, Paul Ledoux, and Pierre Engvall are all on waivers. And Chabot is day-to-day with an injury. Nathan McKinnon extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal and an assist against Tampa Bay. And Andrew Agazzino is hurt and he's gonna miss 2 weeks. He plays in my farm system. Alright, what does it look like over here? Okay, Chabot cannot play. We're having some issues. Alright, so Boston is in town. They have a 15-11-1 record. That's good for 12th in the East. We are 1-0 against them this season. Kind of need to win here to bounce back. It's going to be kind of tough without Norris and Chabot, and with Brady Tkachuk being banged up and playing on the 4th line today. Alright, Jeremy Swayman is going to be in net for Boston. Matt Murray in net for the Sens. And of course, go Sens. Nope. We lost this one 6-2. That's not good. We got dominated for a second game in a row here. We outshot Boston 34-28. What's the Jack Ashan, I think that they pronounced it. He pronounced his name, was the first star of the game with 3 assists. David Pasternak was the second star with 2 goals and an assist. And Charlie Coyle was the third star with a goal and an assist. 16,644 people in attendance for this game. We allowed 4 unanswered goals in the first period, and it was already 4-0 Boston after 1. Nobody scored in the second. Then Tyler Ennis scored his 5th from Zach Sanford, made it 4-1. Then Boston scored twice. And then finally Victor Mete from Shane Pinto and Drake Batterson made it 6-2 Boston. We were never in that one. And yeah, that's not great. So we're a little bit on a skid here. Not doing too great for the last 4 games or so. Alright, so Brendan Lemieux with the Kings bit somebody and he's going to miss 4 games. Great night for Roman Josi. He had 4 assists against the Carolina Hurricanes. Luke Kunin in that same game had a hat-trick. Pretty good. David Perron's point streak ended at 13 games. He was held scoreless against the Jets, so his assist streak also ends at 13 games. Brady Tkachuk ready to return? Yes, please. Right, 1 day off, and then we're hosting the Blues, which is going to be another tough team to beat. Conor Mcdavid extends his goal streak to 5 games. He had 2 goals and an assist against the Ducks. Thomas Chabot is feeling better, thank you. And Brady Tkachuk is completely recovered. I really need that. Alright, the Blues are in town. They have a really good record, 20-10-1. That's really good. Let's see what we're facing off against. Alright, so Jake Wallman is hurt, not gonna play. Justin Falk, as we saw, is hurt, not gonna play either. Alright, so Jordan Binnington and Vili Yuso in net. Scandella, Krug, Rosen, Mikola, Serunovic, Bortuzzo, and Pareko on D. Up front, they have James Neal, Perron, Sad, Pekka, Custon, Bozak, O'Reilly, Shan, Ennis, Ala, Tarasenko, Buchnevich, Kairu, and Robert Thomas. Pretty solid team. Jordan Binnington is going to be in net for St. Louis. We're going to go with Anton Forsberg. Of course, go Sens. Oh, the Sens prevail. A 3-1 victory over the Blues. Pretty good game here. We outshot St. Louis 36-25. Tim Stützle was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Ryan O'Reilly was the second star with an assist. And Nikita Zaitsev was the third star with an assist. 15,549 people in attendance for this game. St. Louis opened up the scoring in the first, then Dylan Gambrell tied the game from Drake Batterson and Brady Tkachuk, and it was tied at 1 after 1. Then in the second period, Brady Tkachuk scored from Tim Stützle and Nikita Zaitsev, and then Tim Stützle from Mason Shaw and Tyler Ennis, 3-1 Ottawa after 2. Nobody scored in the third period. Eric Brandstrom did get a 5-minute major for boarding. Hopefully he's not suspended as well. I have enough suspensions going on already. He is not. Oh, cool. Alright, so CJ Seuss is on waivers from the Jets. Brandstrom not suspended. Dynamic passing leads to productive night for Taylor Hall in Boston. He had 5 assists against Carolina. That's pretty good indeed. David Pasternak had 3 goals and 2 assists in that same game. Mikhail Sergachev is out for 4 months in Tampa Bay. What does he have? A broken thigh. Ouch. Nikita Kucherov has racked up 600 points in his career, 2 assists in that same game against Vegas. Kucherov is 28 years old and he's a 3.5 star player. I would think he would be a little bit higher than 3.5 stars. Well, he's still ridiculously good in terms of stats. Thomas Chabot is close to coming back, and we have a trade proposal from the Flames who want to send me Matthew Tkachuk for scraps so that I can reunite the brothers. Is that what it is? No. They want to offer me Colton Pullman for Nikita Zaitsev. I will not do that. Alright, we have a day off, and then we're going to be hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. Tyler Sagan has scored 300 goals in his career, 2 goals against the Jets. Tyler Sagan is 29 and he's a 3.5 star player. No suspension for Edmonton's Leon Draisaitl, so no suspension for him. Conor McDavid extends his goal streak to 6 games. He had a goal and 2 assists against the Kings. And Thomas Chabot is completely recovered. Thank you. Alright, Hurricanes in town. 16-11-5 is their record. They are 7th in the conference. We are 1-0 against the Hurricanes. We beat them at the start of the month. Frederick Anderson is going to be in net for Carolina. Matt Murray in net for the Sens. Go Sens. I believe that's the last game without Josh Norris, who's suspended. It's a 2-1 overtime win. I will take it. We were outshot 36-33. Connor Brown was the first star of the game with a goal. Stephen Lawrence was the second star with an assist, and Nikita Zaitsev was the third star with an assist as well. 16,010 people in attendance for the game. Nobody scored in the first. Then in the second period, Carolina scored. It was 1-0 Carolina. Late in the third period, Connor Brown tied the game from Nikita Zaitsev and Shane Pinto. Nobody scored in overtime, so that went to the shootout where Tim Stützle and Drake Batterson scored. And we won this game. 2-1. Alright, perfect. Oh, now it's Drake Batterson's time to be hurt. He has a stinger. Josh Norris is back in the lineup after serving his suspension. Strong night for Taylor Hall. He had a hat-trick against the Avalanche. Gabriel Landeskog keeps fans on their feet all night. He had a hat-trick against the Bruins in that same game. Memorable game for JT Compher. He had a hat-trick as well. And Chris Tierney is back. I was unaware he was hurt. That got to show how much I look out for Chris Tierney. Yeah, there he is. Alright, now it's the Christmas break, so we have a few days off, and then we're going to be playing in Washington. Alright, so Sgarbosa has been put on the trading block by Washington. Alright, so we are just past Christmas. Nobody made me a gift. Nobody put, you know, a McKinnon or a McDavid on my doorstep. So every time that I play this game on Christmas, I hope for a gift and I never get it. Alright, so Brandon Gantz and Guillaume Brisebois are on waivers. Igor Sokolov has a good game in Belleville. He had 3 goals and 3 assists against the Marlies. Wow. Dynamic passing leads to productive night for Angus Cruikshank. He had a goal and 4 assists in that same game. Drake Batterson could be coming back soon. Right, and Brennan Guns has been put on waivers as we saw. Right, we're going to be in Washington to play the Caps. That's not going to be an easy game. They are 19-14 this season. That's good for 7th in the conference. We are 0-1 against Washington this season. Protect that left, the top of the left circle, guys. Matt Murray in net for us. Ilya Samsonov in net for Washington. Go Sens. Ooh, we lost 5-1. Alright, so we were outshot 32-25. Anthony Manta was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Tom Wilson was the second star with an assist. And Yevgeny Kuznetsov was the third star with 2 goals and an assist. So Washington scored first in the first period. Then they scored twice in the second. It was 3-0 Washington after 2. Then in the third period, they made it 4-0. Then Tyler Ennis scored from Tim Stutzel and Eric Brandstrom. And then Washington scored 1 more. It was 5-1. We never were quite in this game. Right, so this month has been a little more underwhelming. We had a pretty good month of November, but this month has been kind of up and down. Sidney Crosby has recorded 500 goals in his career, so he did it a little bit faster in my universe than he did in real life. So he had 2 goals and an assist against Boston. So Crosby is 34 and he's still a 5-star player. And that was 5 straight games with a goal for him. And we're about to play Boston again. Alright, Jacob Voracek has arrived at 1,000 games played in his career, so Voracek did that against the Blackhawks. He didn't get a point. Voracek is 32 and a 3.5-star player. Brendan Lemieux is back from suspension with the Kings, and Drake Batterson feeling better. Thank you. Need that. Boston is 17-13-1. That's good for 10th in the conference, and we are 1-1 against Boston this season. Linus Ullmark is going to be in net for Boston. Anton Forsberg is going to be in net for the Sens. And of course, go Sens. Yikes. We lost 6-0 on home ice. I don't like that. Alright, we were outshot 42-24. Taylor Hall was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals. Luosterainen was the second star with 2 assists. And Bergeron was the third star with a goal and an assist. 15,612 people in attendance for the game. And yeah, not a whole lot going on. There was a fight in the second period. Cal Foote and Derek Forbort got at it. Then that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Yeah, we've lost our share of games in December, and those weren't exactly 1-goal games, so that's a little worrisome. That shows me that I still need to do better with my D there. Alright, so Mathieu Perreault and Paul Byron are on waivers from Montreal. Sidney Crosby extends his goal streak to 6 games with a goal and an assist against the Leafs. Strong night for Roman Josi, 4 assists against Washington. Ooh, Dave Tippett might lose his job. The Oilers are 12-19-3. So in real life, Dave Tippett did lose his job. So I guess we're about to see if it's going to happen here as well. Then Drake Batterson says that he is completely recovered. Good for him. We're about to play the last game of the month against the Pens. Another game that's going to be kind of tough. Alright, dynamic passing leads to productive night for Aaron Ekblad. He had 4 assists against the Lightning. I don't know if Kel is still there or if he went to eat, but I'm sure he's going to be happy to see that. He likes Ekblad a lot. Good night for Connor Garland. He had a hat-trick against the Kings. Yeah, that's the scouting. And then the player poll is released. Best skater is Conor Mcdavid. Hardest shot is Cale Makar. Toughest is Nicolas Deslauriers. Fastest is Conor McDavid. Best role model is Ryan Pulock. Cleanest, Johnny Gaudreau. Most controversial is Yevgeny Svechnikov. Most overrated is Anthony Duclair. Most underrated is Adam Pelech. Smartest is Andy Kopitar. Toughest goalie to beat, Connor Hellebuck. And the coach you'd most like to play for, John Cooper. Alright, last game of the month against the Pens. They are 22-11-1. That's good for 5th in the conference. We are 0-1 against Pittsburgh this season. I would love to win this one. End the month on a good note. Tristan Jarry is going to be in net for Pittsburgh. Matt Murray in net for the Sens. And of course, go Sens. Oh, 8-3 victory for the Sens here. So we did end the month on a good note here. A very convincing 8-3 win. We outshot Pittsburgh 42-25. Eric Brandstrom was the first star of the game. He had 3 goals and an assist. Cal Foote was the second star with a goal and an assist. And Tim Stützle was the third star with a goal and an assist. 15,560 people in attendance for the game. Pittsburgh scored first in the first period, then Nick Olden scored from Josh Norris, then Cal Foote from Connor Brown and Tim Stützle, then Stützle scored his 10th of the season from Nikita Zaitsev, and then Pittsburgh scored. It was 3-2 Ottawa after 1. Then in the second period, Pittsburgh scored again, tied the game at 3, but then Eric Brandstrom scored from Josh Norris and Drake Batterson, and then Brady Tkachuk from Dylan Gambrell and Cal Foote. It was 5-3 Ottawa after 2. Then in the third period, Eric Brandstrom scored his 5th of the season from Nick Paul and Tyler Ennis, and then he completed his hat-trick on the power play from Zach Sanford and Mason Shaw. Then finally, Tyler Ennis scored on the power play from Eric Brandstrom and Mason Shaw. 8-3, the final score. What a great game for us. Kind of needed that. Alright, so Evan Rodriguez has been put on waivers by Pittsburgh. So is Danton Heinen. Sidney Crosby extended his goal streak to 7 games against us with that goal that he had. There was no stopping Eric Brandstrom, as we saw. He got a hat trick. Dylan Larkin set everything up tonight. He had 4 assists against the Washington Capitals. Nathan McKinnon has racked up 600 points in his career with an assist against Dallas. Nathan McKinnon is 26 and he is a 5-star player. Good night for Adam Henrique. He had a hat-trick, 3 goals against Vegas. The most jerseys sold for us in December: Matt Murray, Thomas Chabot, Anton Forsberg, Tyler Ennis, and Connor Brown. Those youngsters like Stützle, Norris, Batterson, Tkachuk, those guys don't sell any jerseys, apparently. Alright, development report. As usual, I like to look at that, so give me a second. Ooh, Sokolov is getting better at a few things. That's good. Ooh, Drake Batterson acceleration, shooting accuracy. That's good. Cal Foot better at stick checking. That's also good for a defenseman. I like that. Mason Shaw getting better at stamina and getting open. Tim Stützle getting better at agility and face-offs. Brady Tkachuk is more brave, if that's even possible. Alright, nobody got worse at anything, so that's pretty good. Pretty good month. Alright, so in the NHL, nobody from the Sens made the top 20 for most jerseys sold. Claude Giroux was first for that month. Vinny Lettieri might be departing Anaheim. He's been put on the block. Austin Matthews has been named the Offensive Player of the Month in the NHL, and Connor Hellebuck has been named the Defensive Player. And the players of the month in the AHL are Igor Sokolov and Joey Daccord, former Ottawa Senator goaltender. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save all that. Alright, so if playoffs were to start right now, it looks like we would be in the 8th seed. So, yeah. Look at that. Alright, so we are 8th in the conference. That's pretty great. We have a 19-15-2 record. Again, we're not world beaters, but we are outperforming real life Sens. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't know that I want to go like full on like buying for the first year here. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen on that front. Yeah, as it stands, we would be in the playoffs. And we're probably, very realistically, worst team in the league is actually the Montreal Canadiens. With 24 points. Now, they're better than what they were in real life at that point in time, but still. Alright, so that's what we look like. Now let's take a look at our stats. Again, we're not probably going to see numbers that are too outrageous there. Drake Batterson is our best player by far. 29 points in 34 games. Even then, that's under the pace that he was on before he was cheaply hurt in real life. Tim Stützle has 20 points in 36 games. Brady Tkachuk 19 and 35. We need more from the captain. Gambrell 19 and 34. Connor Brown 18 and 36. Shabbat 18 and 28. Then it goes down from there. We need more from Josh Norris as well. He has 15 points in 30 games. Right, and in the entire NHL, the best goal scorer is Artemi Panarin with 27 goals. Second place is Ovechkin with 24. Best passer is Kucherov with 36. And Kucherov is the best scorer with 55 points. Panarin has 49. Ovechkin has 49. Braden Point 45. And then it goes down from there. Can look at the goalies, but I already know we don't have anybody in there. Nope. We're not in any stats anywhere. It's like our goaltenders do not exist. Alright folks, so we're doing a little bit better than I anticipated for our first season there. We still have holes in our game. I'd like to put my hands on some better D, but yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I really could use an upgrade or two on D. Alright folks, I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for today. I have to go make dinner, so as usual I want to thank you for tuning in. Now if you're watching this on YouTube later, as I know that some of you do, and that you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.